in the inspired egg. So it will be like, because this is the aspired egg, right? So it will be, oh, sorry, it's 21. Okay, so this answer actually is, I think it's yours correct. Sorry. Yeah. This is 16. Okay, 60%. And then for this one, where is the urea made? Okay, this you will learn in the chapter 7 human nutrition. So the answer would be C, yeah, which is a liver. Okay, which is a liver. You haven't learned this yet. And then for this one, the phototropism demonstrate which two characteristics of the living organisms. This in the first chapter we studied about 7 characteristics of living organism, right? So when we talk about the phototropism is referred to, it's a kind of response that happens in the plants. So this response will stimulate the plants to grow to the sunlight directions. This is the sunlight. This is sunlight, okay? And then this is a plant. So they will grow in this way, always toward the direction of the sunlight. So this called as phototropism. Photo means photosynthesis, because plant they need to do photosynthesis, right? So they will always grow to the direction of the sunlight. So it just responds to the sunlight. So it's referred to the sensitivity, because the light is very sensitive towards the plant is very sensitive toward the sunlight, right? So it will grow to the directions. And then this include in the growth also. Because the growth means what? Growth means that they will increase in their length, increase their height, right? So if in the plant, they are actually extending their stem, extending the length of their stem to grow toward the direction of the leaf. So the answer is B, okay? It's not really related to the nutrition, okay? Nutrition will talk about the autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Nutrition is more on the photosynthesis, but not phototropism. Photosynthesis is a type of nutrition which is under the autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic. Okay, understand? Come for this one. So the answer is B. The reason is because that this show what? This show about cellular aerobic respiration, right? So this is type of respiration. So this is correct. But is it related to nutrition? The answer is no. Okay, because respiration is different from nutrition. Nutrition, what we talk about, nutrition is we are eating at something. We eat the foods, right? And then we will digest the foods. And then we will use the digested molecule, for example, like the glucose. For example, like the glucose, the amino acids, the fatty acid. Okay, so means that our body, which is the intestinal part of our body, they will try to absorb those small and soluble nutrients, which include the glucose, amino acid, and fatty acid, and gets into our bloodstream. So the bloodstream, they will be like travel until they enter into our body cell. So this is not really related to this thing, right? So the answer is B, okay? It's nutrition. It's respiration. And then for this one, yeah, other question you get correct. Okay, for this one, dicotyledons. Dicotyledons, okay, their leaf, you can look at their leaf patterns will be in this way. Okay. I think I show you in this picture. Yeah, this one. See the difference between the monocot and dicots. You can see dicots, their characters is they have a very broad broad leaf, right? This very broad means like their space is larger if compared to the monocotyledons leaf. Can you see broad leaf? Yeah, broad leaf and also the net-like leaf veins. Their leaf vein just like a net. 一张网状的叶脉. This monocotyledon is a parallel like this, so it will be narrower compared to the dicotyledons. So dicotyledon's leaf is broader, okay? It's broader. Monocot is narrower.
Okay.
And then we continue for the, okay, for this one, Many snakes belong to viper family are unusual in that they give birth to the live young. So the answer is mammals. Because mammals, they have the characteristic, right? Mammals have placenta, which is they will give birth to the live young. They give the baby. It's not, I mean, they did not lay the eggs. If the amphibians, birds, fish, right, they will be laying the eggs. But this is not found in mammals. Mammal, they will just give birth only. So this is donkey. And then for this one, this is a bit confusing. This is a bit confusing. As you can see that this is the oxygen, right? The plants, okay, the plants, they absorb the oxygens and then they release the waste products. So this, until here, okay, it will be related to the respiration, because respiration is involved in that you are taking in the oxygen, right? You are taking in the oxygens and releasing the waste product, which is the carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is an example of waste product. So it's CO2, this one. So this will be the respiration. Okay, see, this whole process will be the respiration. Then how about the X? What's the X part? Okay, X is from the green plant, they will absorb the light energy. Okay, they will absorb the light energy. And then, so X will be the nutrition. Why? During respirations, they will use up what? They will use up the oxygens and also the glucose, right? So this will be the glucose, okay? So the so from the green plants, okay, they will do what? You can see the light energy. The light energy is only required in the photosynthesis, right? Photosynthesis. So means that photosynthesis happens in the green plant. As the green plant, they will absorb the light energy. So during photosynthesis, what they produce is they will produce the glucose. Spencer, remember that photosynthesis is a kind of process which they will convert the carbon dioxide become the carbohydrates. Okay, because when you recall back the equation for the photosynthesis, it will be in this way. Which is the, tell me the equation for the photosynthesis, Spencer. What are required in the photosynthesis? They require what? What kind of gas?
Carbon dioxide.
They are required?
Carbon.
I'm waiting for your answer. Yes.
Carbon dioxide.
Photosynthesis. What kind of gas that intake by the plants? So they will convert it, become the carbohydrates.
Carbon dioxide.
Sorry, you're speaking already? Oh, I did not hear it. You're speaking?
It's carbon dioxide.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear your voice. What happened to my laptops? Okay, but you can see my, you can hear my sound very clear, right? Okay, it's carbon dioxide. Okay, I guess it's carbon dioxide. Oh, it's okay. Oh, you can type. Okay, you can type in chat box. I think my laptop got some problem. I'm sorry. It's carbon dioxide. Okay, it's carbon dioxide plus the water. They require the water. And then you have this one. Glucose. Okay, C6H12O6. And release the oxygen. So this X, so means that this green plant, they will do the photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is a kind of process which they will convert the carbon dioxide become the glucose. C6H12O6, they will become this glucose. And then, yeah, so the glucose, they will store within the plants. So when the chicken eat the plant, the glucose will be uptaken by chickens. So this X will be the nutrition. Okay, so Spencer, just remember that every plant, they contain the glucose. For example, you eat the potato, right? Potato, they have the starch. Starch is a type, it is a form of the glucose. It's a more complex form of glucose. Okay, and then other than this, okay, this one. Use the key to identify which substance could be the protein. So the answer is B. Why? Proteins, okay, just for you to have a look on the proteins. What is element found in the proteins? Okay, elements found in the proteins, there will be the nitrogens, carbons, oxygens, and hydrogens. Just these 4 elements found in the proteins, okay? Element in proteins. So, Spencer, please remember that proteins contain the nitrogen as their components. So the answer is B. Answer is B. And then for this one, which one must be monocotyledons? Okay, this one, they have the parallel veins. This C, which is the large. See, large means broad. Large means a very broad leaf. So with a very network of the veins, which is we call it network-like veins, right? So this is actually belong to dicotyledons. It's not belong to monocot. It's dicotyledons. Okay, dicotyledon. Then that's all. Yeah. So other than is other past year, okay. This question is quite a lot. I guess you will spend a long time to do it, right, Spencer? Okay, for this one. Which characteristic do all living organisms show? So the answer is excretions. Okay, it's excretion. You still remember about this? See, in our first chapter, right, we do learn these 7 characteristics. We learn about what? Okay, we learn about movements, respiration, sensitivity, growth, reproduction, excretion, and nutrition. These 7 characteristics. Okay, so you see back your answer. Oh, where is it? So it's not breathing. Breathing is not included in the 7 characteristics of the living organism. Breathing, okay. Breathing means what? Breathing is referred to when you inhaling the air, exhale the air. Okay, but not all organisms they do this. Because breathing, you need to have the respiratory tract, okay, like the trachea, nostril. Yeah, means that the air really need to enter into your nostril, trachea to the bronchus until they reach your lungs. But if you refer to the simplest form of organism like the protozoa, like the bacteria, they don't have the kind of respiratory tracts to let them to do breathing. Correct? Yeah. For example, you refer to amoeba, okay, amoeba. They just have a simple nucleus, right? And what they have, they just have a vacuole. They have small vacuole. So how they carry out the respirations is they will allow the oxygen diffuse inside, correct? And they will release the carbon dioxide away. Do they able to do breathing? No, because they don't have the actual respiratory tract like us. Don't have nose, don't have trachea, don't have lung. Yeah, they don't have it. So the answer is B. Because excretion, they are able to carry out in all living organisms, include your complex form of organism, includes your the simplest form, which is the bacteria, the protozoa, are they able to do this? So the answer is B. Okay, then for this one, which group does not contain animal? They are arthropods. Okay, arthropods. There are 4 types of animals under arthropods. Which is ironic? Ironic is spider, right? It's spider, example is spider. How about crustaceans? Crustaceans, it will be the crabs, okay? The lobster. Usually it's the food that you like to eat. I'm not sure, Spencer, you like to eat seafood, no?
Very good.
Oh, you like to eat? Okay, nice. Okay, then you can observe that how many pairs are discovered on your seafood. It's about 5 pairs only. You can go to observe the crabs or the prawns, okay, the prawn that you eat. How many pairs of the leg they have? Totally is 5 pairs of legs, which is they have 1 pair, which is called claw, okay, the claw, which is help them to help them to catch on the foods, or for fighting. This one, 1 pair of claw, 1 pair of claw, and 4 pair of walking leg. So totally in the crustaceans, they will have 5 pairs. Okay, they will have 5 pairs of legs. Like this. So they have arachnids, crustaceans, and insects that are belong to under arthropods. One more is myriapods. Myriapod, this one. Myriapod is found under arthropod. And this one, annelid is not. Okay, annelid is not classified under arthropod. So answer is A. Okay, myopod, example of myopod is what? Centipede. Centipede, which is they have a very many body segments, right? And also many pair of leg. Okay, that's all. You get almost correct answer. Give a clap with yourself. Correct. Yeah. Okay, very nice. Okay, come. So let's continue to study about chapter 2. Chapter 2. Okay, we can go to chapter 2. Okay, you can open your notes for the chapter 2. But Spencer, I really can't see your voice. I mean, I really cannot hear your voice. I don't know what happens. I think it's my laptop problem. What
No,
happened? I can't see. Oh, I'm so sorry. I mute it. Seriously, I mute it. Okay, Spencer, can you talk now? Oh, now I can hear it. I'm so sorry. I just mute my laptop. I didn't realize it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Okay, come. Let's continue to the chapter 2. Chapter 2. Okay, we learn about the organizations of the organism, right? This one. Okay, open your notes. Chapter 2. Are you ready? Yeah, this one. Yes. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, sure. So chapter 2 is a very interesting topic. Why? Because in this chapter, you will start to learn about the structures in your body cell. So what is mean by cell? Okay, Spencer, you yourself, you see, you have head, you have hand, a body, you have a legs, right? You yourself is a very complex organism. You are an organism. So Spencer, have you ever how you able to be made into such a complex organism? So actually you are being built by the cell. Okay, so cell, what is cell? Cell is the basic unit of the living things. Okay, so you can see cell. Cell is just like this. This is cell. Like this. So when you have many cell, they group together, they will become tissue. Like this is with tissue. Okay, or you have maybe one or more tissue, maybe you have like this. This will be another cell, right? They group together. So together they will form organs. Organs. For example, the organs that we learned is lungs. Okay, lungs, the stomach, livers, kidney. Those are the organs. Okay, but when you have a few organs, they combine together, they will form a system. For example, the system that you learned before, it will be the respiratory system. You'll be learning in this IGCSE biology, okay, which include your lungs, trachea, and also what? Blood capillary, right? And you have the digestive system, which is you have a very complex organs, like you have the livers, okay, you have the liver, you have the stomach, you have the intestine, which is few organs they join together to form an organ system. And also the difference for there's a very kinds of the organ system, right? After they join together, they will form a complex organism, which is they will form you, Spencer. So now we need to study about what are contents within the cell. Sorry, we need to study about what are found inside the cell, which is the organelles. See, this is organelles. Organelles are referred to the organs found inside the cell. Because in our human body, we have we have organs in our body, right? We have organs. Cell, they do have their own organ also. Their organ is known as the organelles. Okay, organelle is referred to the cellular components. They perform the specific functions. This is called the organelle, okay? So you can see this one. This is a cell, right? This is a cell. This is also a cell. So Spencer, you tell me, which cell is they are belong to the plant cell. Which cell they are belong to animal cell? Which one?
The upper one.
Upper is belong to which one?
Animal.
Yes, it's animal cell. Okay, how you able to know it's animal cell? Because of give me a reason.
No cell wall.
Yes, no cell wall. Okay, correct. No cell wall, and also the shape is very irregular. Okay, you can see like this, just irregular. Because why? Because they don't have cell wall to support them. This is the reason that why you see they are always like this, irregular in shape. This is usually the animal cell, they look like this. How about in plant cell? Plant cell, they will be always like this, rectangular shape, rectangular fixture, because they have the cell wall. They have the cell wall to support them. Okay, so this is the difference between them. And also, okay, we learn about the animal cell, plant cell. Okay, animal cell, you can see the organelles found in the animal cell just similar to the plant cell, which is they have the whole nucleus. Okay, the nucleus, this is a nucleus like this. This big structure is a nucleus. So inside the nucleus, they do have the nucleus. Okay, nucleus. This one, nucleus. It will be spelling this way, nucleus. So this nucleus is just like egg, right? You know, the egg yolk inside the egg. So it's nucleus. This is the egg yolk, which is found inside the nucleus. And then nucleus is being surrounded by the nuclear membrane. Okay, this one, nuclear membranes. Okay, nuclear membranes. Remember about the spelling. Don't write the wrong spelling. Okay, this one, nuclear membrane. And then nuclear membrane, you can see that it's continuous with the, what is this? This is the endoplasmic reticulum. This one, see this one. This is the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, see, I call ER, I just write short form, but actually it's endoplasmic reticulum. Because endoplasmic reticulum, we have two types of that. We have two types of endoplasmic reticulum, which is the one is rough. See, rough endoplasmic reticulum and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. These two types. So what are found in the rough endoplasmic reticulum? It's just like your face have pimple. Very rough, right? See, my face have pimple. So the pimple is referred to this one. See, this structure. You can see? This structure. The small, tiny black spot. This is a kind of organelle actually. It's not a black spot, it's a kind of organelle. The organelle is referred to the ribosome. Are you okay, Spencer? I see you're crawling your head. Okay. I thought you are very feel very frustrated while studying because you crawl your head. This is a ribosome. Okay, this is ribosome. Ribosome, they just look like very tiny black spot. Okay, why? Because ribosome is the smallest organelles in your cell. The smallest size of organelle. So that's why whenever you see the ribosome, it's just a tiny black spot. This is what they view under the electron microscope. They'll be in this way. So what is your largest organelles? Which is a nucleus. Nucleus is the largest organelle in the cell. So it's very big and prominent. Largest is largest. Yeah. So animal cell or plant cell in general is like this. Yeah. Okay, so animal cell or plant cell, they are under which kingdom? They are under the eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell. Because both of the animal cell and plant cell, what they do have is, they have what? They have a nucleus, right? They have a nucleus. Both have nucleus. Because what is a common characteristic in the eukaryotic cell is they have the nucleus. A big prominent nucleus. Inside, what they contain? They contain DNA. Okay, they contain the DNA, right? They contain the linear DNA because their DNA will be in this way. Okay, if I want to draw DNA, I would draw like this. Like this. This is my DNA. Okay, like this. Linear DNA. This is the shape of the DNA. Linear. The structure of DNA. Okay, linear DNA. What's mean by linear? Linear means that the DNA they didn't join end to end. They just join like this. See, they are not end to end. If they are joined end to end, they will become the circular DNA. Okay, circular DNA are found in this prokaryotic cell. See, this is we call as circular DNA. Why? Because they join together, form a closed circle. Understand? This one, see, they just join like this, like this, form a circle, right? Yeah. So this is in the this is found in the prokaryotic cell. So it's a circular DNA. Circular DNA. Which is in all the bacteria cell, in the all prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell. So Spencer, always remember that all bacteria are belong to the prokaryotic cell. Okay, so the eukaryotic cell, the first characteristic is they have a very big prominent nucleus. Secondly, they have a lot of membrane-bound organelle. You can see you have a lot of membrane-bound organelles in the animal cell and plant cell. You have what? You have the mitochondria, you have the endoplasmic reticulum, you have the Golgi apparatus. Like this. So those are the we call it membrane-bound organelle because the organelle is being surrounded by the membrane. So they give this name. Membrane bound. This one, membrane bound organelles. Okay, so far can you get me, Spencer?
Yes.
Okay, sure. If you feel, if you feel I'm speaking too fast, just let me know. Feel free to stop me. Yeah. So you can see this prokaryotic cell, their structure very simple, right? They don't have the nucleus. They just have very simple circular DNA. Another one, they have this plasmid DNA. And also they have what? They have the ribosome. Okay, like this. Just they didn't show in this picture, but prokaryotic cell, they have the ribosome, just like the eukaryotic cell. But they don't have the membrane-bound organelle. In the prokaryotic cell, they don't have the membrane-bound organelle, okay? No nucleus, they don't have nucleus, but they have the DNA inside. It's just sufficient for them to make the proteins because they have the DNA. No nucleus and no membrane-bound organelle. This is in the prokaryotic cell. Yeah. Okay, and then in the prokaryotic cell, they have the tail. See this one. This tail we call as flagellum, okay? But not all bacterial cell they have the flagellum. Just some bacteria they have the flagellum. Just allow them to swim. So this flagellum will provide the movements, okay? Movement. And then okay, and then this is difference between the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. Sometimes the exam they will ask you to compare the prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. So this is the point that you should write. Okay, see, prokaryotic cell they are much more similar in size. Smaller in size. No true nucleus because they don't have nucleus, right? And they have this one. See, they have the circular DNA and the plasmid DNA. In the eukaryotic cell, the size is much more larger. And then they have the true nucleus and the linear DNA. In the prokaryotic cell, the DNA just exposed freely in the cytoplasm. In the eukaryotic cell, the DNA are enclosed in the nucleus. Okay, and that's all. So in the prokaryotic cell, all bacterial cell, okay, almost all bacterial cell, they have the cell wall. The cell wall is made of the peptidoglycans. Peptidoglycans, they made of the cell wall. In the eukaryotic cell, okay, the plant cell, they have the cellular cell wall. Cellulose, okay, cellulose means what? 纤维, okay. In Mandarin, it called 纤维, cellulose. It's found in all vegetable. Okay, so animal cell, they do not contain the cell wall, okay. They are not found in the cell wall. They just have the cell membrane. That's why animal cell, they will rupture. But plant cell, they will not rupture. If there's too much water enter into the animal cell, they will definitely rupture. Because animal cell, they don't have the cell wall to support them. So animal cell will rupture when too much water enters. And then this is similarity you can write. Both prokaryotic cell and the eukaryotic cell, they have the same, both have the ribosome, and also both have the cell membrane, DNA, and the cytoplasm. Even though their DNA is different in structure, but they are also considered as DNA. Just the DNA structure is different only. One is circular, one is linear. Okay, understand? Yes, okay. So now we talk about the first organelle, which is the nucleus. Nucleus is the largest organelle in our cell, largest organelle. Okay, so whenever when you want to view we want to observe the cell under the microscope, usually we will see nucleus like this. We will always see the nucleus, and then the cell outline, and also this is cytoplasm. Okay, we cannot see the smallest organelle. Means that if you view the cell structure under the light microscope, we just can see the nucleus and also the cell membrane also. That's all. We can't see the very, very small, tiny organelle just exist freely in the cytoplasm. We cannot see. Okay, so let's have a look on the nucleus structure. So this is structure of nucleus. See. So the nucleus, what they have is they have the so this whole thing is nucleus. This whole thing nucleus. So they have this one nucleus, okay, nucleus. And then outside it will be surrounded by the DNA. This one you can see very, very, very. This is a thread, right? See, this is a thread, highly coiled threads. They're actually a DNA. DNA is a kind of genetic material, but when the DNA they condense together, they will become chromatin. Okay, so no matter it's DNA or chromatin, they are also referred to the genetic material. So during your exam, you can write the answer. Nucleus store the DNA, or you can write nucleus store the chromatins, which contain the genetic material. Just follow like this. See? Okay, they carry the genetic material, which is the chromosome or DNA, for the genetic inheritance. So this is a function of nucleus. You should memorize it. You not memorize that, but you should remember. Okay, they store the genetic material. So you remember this, the very highly coiled, okay, threads that are found within the nucleus. They are actually the DNA. They store the genetic information. So they are very important, right? And also, nucleus itself is double membranes. You can see like this, double membranes means that they have two layer membrane. One is inner membrane, another is outer membrane. This is inner membrane, okay, inner membrane. They have inner and outer membrane. So they are called as a double membrane structure, okay? Inner membrane, okay, and outer membrane. So the outside will be the outer membrane, the inside will be inner membrane. And then you can see that the membranes, they are not continuously joined to each other, right? They have a hole here. Can you see it? Hole. This is called what? Nuclear pore. See, nuclear pore, C-L-E-R, nuclear pore. So, and this one, nucleus envelope. Sometimes they will call it as nuclear membrane. Up to you. You can write envelope or membrane. Just up to you. Okay. And inside the nucleus, they just like cytoplasm. Just that the cytoplasm that are found inside nucleus, they have a name. They know as nucleoplasm. See, nucleoplasm. And then just now I mentioned that, see, the outer membrane of the nucleus itself, they are just continuously joined to the external rough endoplasmic reticulum. That means that the nucleus membrane is continuous to the endoplasmic reticulum. So you can see this one. I didn't write it. Maybe I can write here. The nuclear membrane is continuous to the endoplasmic reticulum. So this is their characteristic. Endoplasmic reticulum. So from this structure, you can guess about the function of nucleus. First, they store genetic information. This is the first one. Secondly, they will control the cellular activity. Nucleus, they're just like king, okay? The king of the country, right? Because the king, they will also command their people to do something for them. They control their people activity, correct? So the nucleus just acting like king. Because they store the genetic material and also they control the whole cellular activity. Okay, why I say in this way? Because that you can imagine that all cells, they have the nucleus, right? Okay, inside the nucleus, they have the DNA. So why the cell need to have the DNA? Why they need to have DNA? It's because that DNA they contain the genetic information. Inside the nucleus, they have the DNA. DNA will contain the genetic information, okay? They actually store the genetic information. So what is important for this genetic information? What is important for this genetic information? Because cell, they will require to produce a product, right? For example, they will need to produce a proteins. So how they able to produce the proteins? Actually, they need to refer to this genetic information are found in the DNA. Okay, just make it clear in this way. Yeah. And then you need to know about the structure, okay? Especially under the microscope, you need to identify. So Spencer, this one is a nucleus under the endoplasmic reticulum. You can view it, okay? So you can see there's a very large nucleus, right, at the center, just like the egg yolk found within the eggs, right? See this nucleus, and then see what this one, very like very messy. Okay, very large black spot. This is DNA. See, this is DNA. This is DNA. And then it's being surrounded by the nuclear membrane, double membrane. I can see there's hole, right? See this hole. Yeah. Spencer, you do you know why the nucleus, they should have the nucleus pore? Why they need to have hole? Because they need to allow the substance found inside the nucleus enter to outside. Okay? So they need to have a nucleus pore, just like need to open door for the substance to go out. So do you clear nucleus? So just remember that nucleus is the largest organelle. See, it's the largest organelles, okay, and also it have the double membranes, inner and outer membrane, okay, double membrane. Because Spencer, you need to know that not all organelles have double membrane. Not all. Usually organelles that have single membrane, at least they have a single membrane. Just only 3 type of organelles they have double membrane. Later we'll learn more. So nucleus is one of it. They have double membrane. Double membrane is referred to they have the inner membrane and outer membranes. Understand? Yeah. Okay, now we talk about endoplasmic reticulum. This one. See, you can see this picture, right? See, this is a hole, right? This is the hole. Okay, this is a hole. And then you can see this nucleus. Actually, they are continuously joined to the endoplasmic reticulum. So what is endoplasmic reticulum? Endoplasmic reticulum, you have 2 types. See, you have the rough and you have the smooth one. So the structure of the endoplasmic reticulum is they are actually a network. See, a network of the interconnected membrane bound sac. This one. Interconnected, see, they are just like a sac. Okay, sac means like 袋子. So membrane bound because it's being bound by a single membrane. This is a single membrane. Okay, they enclose the area, producing a sac. And then they are interconnected because they are just like joining together. So they are not interconnected. And then see, they are continuous with the outer nuclear membrane. See what this words continuous with the outer nucleus membranes. Okay, so you have the rough and the smooth endoplasmic reticulum, right? So you can see in the rough endoplasmic reticulums, you have the ribosome attached on their surface. First, you have the ribosome attached on their surface. And also, rough endoplasmic reticulum, you can see their structure. They just like a railway, right? They just like routes, okay? You can walk from here to here to here to here, right? Like a pathway. So why I say in this way is because that the function of the rough endoplasmic reticulum is they will help to transport the protein. See, they transport the proteins produced by the ribosome to the Golgi apparatus. So it's because that this one, ribosome, they will produce the proteins. This ribosome, which is this tiny circular structure, this one. Actually, they produce the proteins. So after ribosome produce the proteins, the rough endoplasmic reticulums, they will help to transport the newly produced proteins from the ribosome and gets into the Golgi apparatus, which is the factories. Okay, they will go to the factories. Yeah, so their function is this one. Okay, they transport the proteins produced by the ribosome to the Golgi apparatus. You need to memorize this. Okay, you need to understand it. I mean, so where you found the rough endoplasmic reticulum, usually you found a lot of this kind of RER organelles in the cell, which is they will need to produce a lot of protein products. For example, like hormones, enzyme. The hormones enzyme, for example, our pancreas, right? Our pancreas, for example, because you should imagine that what kind of organs they will produce the enzyme. Enzyme producing organs, they'll be have a higher number of the RER. For example, our stomach, okay, our stomach, they do produce the pepsin, which is an enzyme. And our pancreas, must have our pancreas. Pancreas, they do produce a enzyme such as lipase, amylase, protease. Yeah, those. So they should have a lot of the IR because they produce the proteins. They produce the proteins. And then now we talk about the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So their structure is different, which is they don't have the ribosome at all. Very smooth from their surface. And so what is their function is they will produce lipid, this one, synthesis of the lipid. So they are actually abundant in the cell that produce the lipid hormones, which is the Myo6 hormones. Okay, so just remember that rough endoplasmic reticulum, they help to transport proteins. Transport protein, that means they do not produce protein, they just transport protein only. But in the smooth endoplasmic reticulums, what they do is they will produce lipid. And also, Spencer, lipid is very smooth, right? You touched a lipid before, the oil, very smooth, right? Yeah, so smooth and also very smooth. Yeah, so you just memorize in this way. Okay, so why they talk about this one? A lot of SER is referred to smooth endoplasmic reticulum. They found in the cell, okay, the cell that produce a lot of lipid hormones, which is the Myo6 hormone. Because a lot of hormones, their component is they are produced from the lipid, especially the sex hormones. Okay, the sex hormones. I'm not sure you heard about the testosterone before. This one, testosterone. Usually the male, they like these hormones because they make their body appearance more attractive, more muscular. Okay, they able to build the muscle, which is they will just inject these hormones, testosterone. Okay, because this testosterone is kind of hormones they will give. They will give the secondary sexual characteristic to the male. Yeah, so this hormone is made out from the lipid. So once produce lipid, once transport proteins, and ribosome they produce the proteins. Yeah, that's all for this one. And then now we talk about ribosome. Ribosome. What is ribosome? Okay, ribosome is a smallest organelle. Sorry, I do show some picture. Oh, I didn't show some picture. I should show this picture, which is a proteins produced process. Let me show you again. The picture. Let me give me a few seconds. I will find the picture for you. Yeah, it helps to understand better how our cell able to produce the proteins. Okay, sorry, I think it's not the picture. Okay, from DNA to protein. Later I will show this video. Okay, because we should able to understand how our cell will able to make the proteins. Where is the picture? Where is it? Okay. Okay. This picture. This is a very nice picture. I just send you WeChat first. Okay, I'll send you WeChat. Okay, this picture you can have a look. This one. So what does this picture show? Okay, this picture. Oh, what happened? This picture they show you about how our cell able to produce a protein. This picture. This one. how our cell able to produce proteins? Because you just remember that the cell, right? The cell, they need to do their functions. One of their function is they will produce a product. Usually they will produce a lot of protein products. So what kind of protein product that you learned before? Protein product, I refer to protein products. For example, is your hormones, enzyme. For example, you imagine that this is a cell, right? This is a cell you found in the pancreas cell. This is a pancreas cell. Okay, pancreas cell. Pancreas. So this pancreas cell, what they did is they will produce the enzyme such as a lipase, protease. So this is the nucleus of the pancreas cell. This is in the nucleus. Here. In the cell nucleus, right? This. See, they are double membranes. They are double membrane, which is they have the inner membrane and outer membrane, and also they have a nuclear pore. This is a hole. So you see, they require this hole to allow the substance they are found, their synthesis inside the nucleus to travel out. So how our cell able to produce a protein is they will undergo these two processes. One is they call it transcriptions. Secondly, they call this as translation. So the first one, which is they will undergo the translation, is is first the DNAs are found inside your nucleus, right? Okay, DNA in the nucleus. So DNA is actually a library. Okay, in the library there will be a lot of, there will be a lot of book, right? They are stored within the libraries. So there will be a lot of information. There will be a lot of the genetic information. So DNA in the nucleus, they will store the genetic information. Just remember that DNA is very large and complex structure. It's a very large and complex structure. It's just like very big and complex libraries, which is they contain a lot of books, right? But now, Spencer, you just need to read one book on it. Okay, one book. They just teach you on how to make a good proteins. So yeah. So you need to produce a mRNA. See this one. This is a mRNA. We call it as messenger RNA. mRNA. Messenger RNA is being produced, okay? It's being produced from where? It's being produced from the DNA by transcription process. So after you make the mRNAs, right? mRNA, they will carry the genetic information just from this region of the DNA, yeah? See, this is a messenger RNA, right? So they just undergo transitions. So means that they copy information from the DNA from this certain region only. Means that DNA, they will just open their certain region. You can just imagine this way. This is a DNA, right? This is DNA. DNA is very long, long without ending. This is a DNA. So what will they do is they will open their certain agents, certain regions. Like this one. Maybe they open this region and then they will call it back. So only after they open this certain region, right? Only these regions, okay, there will be, the genetic information that are, the genetic information they are found within these regions, they will be copied to the messenger RNA. They will be copied by the messenger RNA. So the messenger RNA, they will go out. Like in this picture, okay, they will go out. So messenger RNA, what they do is they will bind to the ribosome. See, they will just bind to the ribosome. Ribosome is here. See, this is ribosome. Spencer, you like to eat hamburger or not? You like McDonald's hamburger? Okay, so you can see ribosome look like hamburger, right? They just like hamburger. Very, very large subunit, and below it very small subunits. Actually, ribosome is formed by two subunits, top, bottom. So between them, there are what? Between them, there are the messenger RNA, this one. So that means that ribosome, they will bind to messenger RNA. And then ribosome, okay, what they do is they will read. Okay, they will read the genetic information. can carry on the messenger RNA. So what will they do is ribosome, they will start to join the amino acid together. Okay, ribosome will join the amino acid together. To form polypeptide chain. See? So you just imagine this way. This is the amino acid, right? Amino acid, they will be like this. Oh, like this. In our body, we have about 20 type of amino acids. 20种氨基酸, okay? We have 20 type of amino acids. So if you want to make a proteins, you need to build up your polypeptide structure first. This is the basic structures to build up proteins. So you need to join the amino acid together first, like this. Join them together. Okay? So you will form a peptide bonds. This is a peptide bonds. It's a kind of very strong bond. Spencer, do you start learning your chemistry? Or haven't yet? Okay. You will learn this in chemistry. Yeah. So you can see this is a peptide bonds. They will join the amino acid together like change. Like change. They will join like this, like change. So this will form what? This will produce the polypeptide chain. Which is this one, polypeptide chain. Okay, so which is this one? See, this is the growing polypeptide chains. So after that, this polypeptide chains, they will need to fold. Like in this way, okay? They need to fold. Folding. F-O-L-D-E-N. Okay, this is folding. So they'll become like this. This is still the polypeptide chain like this. Like this. So they become a circular global structure. Okay, they'll fold. After they fold, they become a globular. Globular means that they look like very round structure. Globular structure. Yeah, so this is how our cell able to produce the proteins. Okay, so Spencer, you need to understand the relationship between the DNAs, the messenger RNA, and the ribosome. Okay, just need to know that ribosome, you can see, they just produce the proteins only. It's the most smallest organelles found in your cytoplasm. So they just look like this, a very tiny black spot. So in the ribosome, there are just two types. One is we call it free ribosome. Free ribosome is they will distribute freely in the cytoplasms. We call it free ribosome, just found in the cytoplasm only. Free ribosome. Another one is bound ribosome. Bound ribosome. Bound ribosome is what they do is they will attach to the surface. See, they attach to the surface of the ER, of the this one, ER. Okay. Then they will form the rough endopartial reticulum. So that's why they can help to transport the proteins produced by ribosome to the other place. So you can see that it's very tiny, small structures, as you can found very freely within the cytoplasms, or you are attached to the system of the membranes known as endopartial reticulum. Yeah, that's all. And then, okay, maybe Spencer, I can show you some video. Okay, we can understand more about how our cell make a protein. Let me show a video first, because I hope you understand the biology, not memorize it. The most important, you don't need to memorize you don't need to memorize the biology. You just need to understand first. Yeah, we can see this video together. Okay. Let me share the screen to you.
Here is a cell, the basic unit of all living tissue.
Let me share the screen first. Okay, you can see my screen, right? My YouTube screen. Okay, sure. I'll open it.
In most human cells, there is a structure.
You can hear the sound, right? Sound. Okay, sure. See, this is the nucleus, and then this will be a lot of organelles. See, organelles, they are found freely in the cytoplasm.
The nucleus contains.
See, nucleus, a lot of pores on the surface of nucleus.
In humans, the split between 23 pairs.
So this is we call as the type of DNA, okay? Because genetic materials, they are three form: DNA, chromatins, and the chromosome. Chromosome is we call as 染色体.
Of chromosomes.
It's a finalized
Each
part.
chromosome contains a long strand of DNA.
So actually they are made of
tightly
DNA,
packaged around
Proteins called histones.
which is double-stranded DNA.
Within the DNA are sections called genes. These genes
What's mean by gene? Okay, gene you will learn more later lah. Just that because DNA is very large and long, right? Very large and long complex. So when you want to make a protein, you just need to open that section of the DNA, which is just small region of DNA, unwind, uncoil on it, right? Not all. I mean not whole DNA open, just that small part of DNA open. So they are known as gene.
contain the instructions for making proteins. When a gene is switched on, an enzyme called RNA polymerase attaches to the start of the gene.
Okay, this
It
is
moves
the
along
process.
the DNA,
They
making
uncoil
a
it, so
strand
they will
of
produce
messenger
the
RNA,
messenger RNA.
out of free bases in the nucleus.
They produce messenger RNA.
The DNA code determines the order in which the free bases are added to the messenger RNA. This process is called transcription.
Yeah, so these are transitions, okay? Transitions. Which they produce a short
Before
strand
the
of
messenger
the
RNA can be used as a template for the production of proteins, it needs to be processed. This involves removing and adding sections of RNA. The messenger RNA then moves out of the
See, now they will
nucleus
go out through the
into the
nuclear pore
cytoplasm.
to the ribosome. See, they will bind to the ribosome. Go to find for
Protein
their
factories in the cytoplasm,
like this, see?
called
They have two
ribosomes,
subunits
bind
in
to
the
the
ribosome.
messenger RNA. The ribosome reads the code in the messenger RNA to produce a chain made up of amino acids.
Okay, so they will bring the MSC.
There are 20 different types of
Together.
amino acid. Transfer RNA molecules carry the at a
like this.
time.
So this is how they make the protein.
As each triplet is read, a transfer RNA delivers the corresponding amino acid.
So this we call a polypeptide. Like
This
this
is added to a growing chain of amino acids. Once
okay,
the
yeah, that's all. So after that, this they will fold. Okay, they will fold in the
fold to
3D
a
shape.
complex 3D shape
like this.
to form the protein.
So they will form protein. So protein actually is a very global structure. It's a round, big global structure. So these proteins, they will form what? They will form the enzyme, antibody, hormones, which are those protein products. All protein products, they are made by this way, which is they will undergo the transitions and the translations. From the DNA, become the messenger RNA, then become the polypeptide change. So Spencer, do you clear? You feel very clear? Okay. Yeah. I will give you something to read that you can read first. I will like to give you this. Maybe I can show you. This one. Okay, this one. Chapter. This one. Chapter 1, the paper 4. I give you some paper 4 to read first. Yeah. Okay, the importance of reading this paper. Okay, this paper actually based on the past year paper, okay, which is from 2016 to 2023. So you need to read, okay, just to give you an idea on how to write the answer, okay, especially the keywords. Vouching is very important. Is you need to write the correct keywords in order to get marks. For example, you can see that. For example, you can see how they able to define is a population. So you can say that population is a group of individual animal or same species, right? So they are living in same habitat, same time. So they give you 3 marks. So you need to write the term. Yeah. Okay, so this is the virus. Okay, so this virus, they have two structure. They have protein codes. Actually, this protein code is same with capsid. You learn about capsid before, right? Actually, capsid is just same to the protein codes. And then inside they have this genetic materials. It's either it's DNA or RNA. Yeah. So this is virus with a very different shape and structure. Okay, so different type of virus, they will have they will cause different disease, and also each virus they have different shape and size. Yeah. Then this is the bacteria. which is a prokaryotes. They have the flagella, right? Yeah, they have, see, the structure found in the prokaryotes. So it's what? The circular DNA, the plasmid, or the cell wall. Those are found in the prokaryote. So once you know what keywords to write, it's very simple for you. You feel very, very simple, right? Yeah, so you see, this is arthropod. So just remember that arthropod, you have just 4 class, right? The insects, the arachnids, the crustaceans, and the myropods. So this is under the insects. See, how many pair of legs they have? 3 pair, right? 3 pair. And also, they have 3 body segments. See, 3 pair. 1, 2, 3. Total 6 legs.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Actually, how you're able to differentiate whether it's myropods, insect, and the what crustacean is, you just need to differentiate their legs. Oh, I think I need to show this. Wait for a while. This one, I think you need to have a read on this. This one. You can read about this. This. I give you this document before, right? This one, correct? Yeah, okay. And then you can have a read on this. Yeah. They already help to summarize the important point. You can see. You can see the.
Okay.
Okay, so I think that's all for today. We'll continue next class. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Good night. For good rest.